Hello everyone, what's up? It is Ethan Says Stuff to say some stuff about the Season 9 changes that we will be getting from Marvel Rivals, which obviously have been a very, very big deal for anyone who watched the live stream the other day. And you're watching this now, what's up? Thanks for being here again to hear me talk about this. If you were there, or if you weren't there the other day, basically, I'm not going to go into all the team up details and whatnot that we got for season 9. If you're in the Marvel Rivals community, you know what I'm talking about by now. Go watch Cozy's video if you want a full breakdown on all of the team up abilities and whatever, like abilities for dummies, basically. As he made a really good video in detail, or 3 videos, whatever, about the breakdowns of all the roles and all their team up abilities as each character gets two. I'm getting ahead of myself. As we have this brand new system for Rivals for Season 9, which is a massive overhaul to the gameplay from just generally what we've had, and a lot of people that have early access are obviously saying that it's basically pointless to play the game right now until the season comes out. At the time of this recording, the Season 9 update is not out yet, but at the time of you seeing this, it will be. This video should be posted on the day that the season actually comes out, but I'm recording this the night before just to kind of get my final thoughts in before it comes out. It's almost midnight, so we have a couple hours till it actually drops. But I'm very excited for how this is going to change the system of the game overall. We're just going to get right into it here. I have some notes written down as like my major takeaways I wanted to talk about here. Obviously, starting with the team up changes. Like I said, I'm not going to go into all of them. Go watch Cozy's video. I'll have a link in the description as well, or on the I button or whatever, if I can figure that out. But it'll definitely be linked in the description. Great video of his. But basically, team ups as we know them will be getting removed, and going forward, every character on the roster will be granted 2 abilities that you can pick from. You could change them in the match as well, as we saw on the stream. And they're all, some of them are existing team ups in the game, just slightly modified. Others are brand new and feel potentially game breaking. I've seen a lot of people with early access post their rankings on the characters and where they think characters are going to stand on the lineup when the game actually comes out for public play testing or playing gameplay, whatever, and the actual ranking system. I don't have a tier list or anything of the means, but I just wanted to talk about how crazy of a fact this is, as a lot of these are game changing. A lot of this was a real big overhaul needed, either directly or indirectly, to the healer situation that we have and the dive situation, anything of the sorts. Overall balancing. As to start, Vanguard and Duelists, the damage to charge their ults, like the energy conversion rate, will go from 70% to 55. So that's what, 15% slower ults charge. So ults will feel a lot more game changing events, as they'll happen less often, and as well as strategists, they'll be getting their ults a lot slower, so it'll actually feel like we need to conserve them as strategists. But also getting into that healing stuff, they have introduced a very cool mechanic that I was low-key hoping would kind of be added since the game came out, as due to, I talked about it on the stream, the health packs on the games don't really help that much on the maps, and obviously everyone has had experience with bad healers, so their solution to this is, I'm going to read this straight off the website here. For Season 9, we are officially introducing a brand new type of health, regenerative shields. Here's how they work. And a lot of people don't seem to understand this. They're like, oh, they're just removing their health and they're making them worse, like they're going to have less health and they're just going to have overshield. Like, this is horrible for the game. This is just going to make it, like, so everyone has less health, everyone's going to die quicker, whatever. Yes, I think people will die quicker due to the team up abilities, but with this system that they're implementing here, along with some of the team ups that I will get into, the changes for that, I feel like this is going to introduce, just the flow of gameplay is going to be a lot different, and it, low-key, I think will be better, as they're implementing this regenerative shield system to characters that move faster or need it better. I have a list of them. I'll read it off right after this. But regenerative shields operate using the exact same logic as base health. Any mechanic that relies on base health, like percentage-based healing or percentage-based damage, will apply identically to regenerative shields. However, regenerative shields possess a powerful, unique property. If you can avoid taking damage for 5 seconds, your shields will automatically begin regenerating, fully recovering all your chargeable shield points over the next 5 seconds. For example, if you have 300 shield pool, it recovers at 60 a second. If you have 150, it recovers at 30 a second. And a lot of people aren't really understanding this. This isn't a different health bar they're introducing by any means or anything of that sorts. Just the way that people are seeming to understand it is wrong. Basically, so how we already have the normal white health bars in the game, they do make it seem like it's a different thing by making health bars green, but it's not going to be functioning differently. It's still going to be the health bar, just the green will be the amount of health that characters will be able to regenerate on their own once they avoid combat for 5 seconds, which is going to be really good for dive-based characters. They are implementing this onto a bunch of characters. A bunch of tanks, a bunch of DPS, none of the supports, which I'm kind of iffy on. I wish they would kind of apply a different version of it to the other characters that aren't in these dive roles. Maybe they will later on. Maybe this is just test phase. But they are. So for Angela here, they're reducing her base health from 450 to 350 and then adding 200 regenerative shield. And then they're removing the team up anchor for the 100 bonus health. So 200 of Angela's health, she'll be able to just regenerate after 5 seconds. Well, over time, obviously. Captain America reduces health from 600 to 300 to add 300 regenerative shield, making it so that he has 600 health still. But they are just making it so he can regenerate half of it. Obviously, this doesn't stand for all the characters. Some of them have health buffs, like Magic goes up by 25 health. But we also have Hulk gets one, Rogue gets one, Thor gets one, Venom gets one, Black Cat gets one, Black Panther, Daredevil, Magic, Psylocke, Star-Lord. So basically your main dive characters. I'm kind of surprised that Spider-Man doesn't get one here, with him being kind of like the main dive character. But I also understand why to a degree, because of how fast he's able to already move in and out of combat. And he can just get back to the healers or medkits already to begin with. He doesn't really need that buff of that. Now, for the healer situation that we always have had a problem with for bad healers or people complaining about healers, a bunch of characters are getting defensive-based team-ups or healing-based team-ups that they'll have even if they're not a support character. For listed characters that are going to have updates for healer-based supports, there's Groot is going to have his wall team up with Mantis, I think it is, and it's going to be healing. Venom is going to have one that provides healing. Thing is going to have one that provides healing. He's going to have back his shield one with Invisible Woman, but he also has the buffed version of it where it'll heal people next to you on your team. Like I said, I'm not going to go into full detail on all these team ups. I just wanted to make note of them and talk about them to get some kind of chatter in the community. Rogue still has her team up with Gambit. Devil Dino is going to have one with Jeff, so he shoots water beams, so he'll be able to heal as well as being a tank. Jeff is going to have, both of his are healing based. I think the symbiote one is better, as the other one's just the Deadpool one, but the symbiote one attaches to your teammates nearby like Venom's ability does, and it heals all the teammates you're attached to over time. Really good stuff. Adam Warlock, he'll be able to heal with his secondary fire. Storm will have a rain effect, so she's getting more weather around her in her radius. That'll be healing. Cloak and Dagger has one that functions like May. Mantis has an area of effect one. Rocket can function like Torbjorn now. He could throw with Squirrel Girl. He teams up and throws like medkits down, similar to his kind of, what is it, his res beacon, but instead of armor, it's actually just heal packs. Kind of bubbles like Jeff already does. Ultron obviously has the Iron Man team up where he can heal, but you don't need Iron Man on your team anymore. That's a big part of these team ups, is a lot of these secondary abilities, you don't need the other character. It's just pick one of the abilities. If you have the character, you get the buffed version of the ability. So it's going to be introducing some really interesting team compositions. Oh, and then also Jubilee has her area effect one, obviously, because she's a healer, and she has a lifelink one. Magic terms, because of Blade. She has a team up with Blade for her vampire stuff, and it'll just overall, I feel, change it back to season 0 kind of was, where everyone's broken, so nobody is, with all these abilities and such. Dive is getting big buffs here, but also Namor is having his team up with Gamma Squid again. So we're kind of getting a really interesting point of the game that we're going to be entering here, especially for ranked play when it comes to the bans and picking. I think a lot of the roster will actually be a viable ban choice, and you will be picking based on your prior team comp entering the match, like when you do the pre-select and then you guys start banning characters. I think it'll be a lot more reliant on that now, rather than it would be before, where it's like, oh, we need to ban Devil Dino. Well, not this season. First half of the season, Devil Dino because he's crazy. Like, we need to ban Hela, we need to ban Phoenix because they're good pokes, like whatever. But there's going to be a lot of defensive abilities, like I mentioned. There's a lot of these healing-based team-ups that I mentioned as well, and the upgraded versions of the team-ups are even better for these characters to provide healing. And then we could have tanks providing heals. You don't even need the healer on your team to be able to do it. And it's just going to introduce fun team compositions again, like Season 0 had. A lot of people are nostalgic for that, even though it wasn't that long ago. I guess kind of a bit ago now, but a lot of people think fondly back on Season 0, like, oh, like, I missed this because nobody knew how to play the game and everyone was just picking characters that were fun. There was no meta. I think we're going to go back to that entering Season 9, which is why this is such a big deal. And yes, it's not specifically Jubilee changing the game overall, but it is her season where we got this huge balance overhaul. She also looks really fun to play as well. I need to make note of that. So she will change everything. But overall, I think this just provides a lot of changes that the game needed across the board. Balancing wise, it fixes a lot that people complained about when it comes to healers, when it comes to tanks, when it comes to ult charge, anything of the sort. I feel like this is kind of a blanketing solution to a lot of problems that the game was having in a general community. A lot of people are like, oh, Rivals isn't balanced and whatever. And yeah, like, I don't think it ever will be fully balanced to a competitive aspect as people expect it to be. Maybe like the likes of, I don't know, like League of Legends or something. I don't know, a competitive game that's super balanced. Off the top of my head, I don't really follow that stuff currently. I used to a lot more. But it's just a really interesting point that we're going to be entering here, and I'd like to know more people's thoughts on it, as I haven't really seen many people talking about it online. There's kind of like, oh, these team-ups are broken, these team-ups are going to be busted, like, you need to be running this, whatever, for everyone that's in the pre-release. Double G, shout out. I met you that one time. You should low-key let me join the Rivals partnership. I know it's not your choice probably, but I'd like early access to. I'll do some live streams of it. You know, hit me up. He's not gonna hit me up. He's not gonna see this. Maybe. Who knows? But it's just gonna be a really interesting season gameplay wise, and I'm excited to see also when we have the Hood, when we find out more about his kit and what changes they make. They also said that they would be watching the community's feedback on this more, and they'd be responding and doing some more emergency patches, which I love to see because they're usually only doing these half-season mega patches. Having the emergency patches will really help keep this season really healthy and going as they figure out how to navigate this complete overhaul of the combat system. Not really much else to say on that. Cover both topics I wanted to talk about. I mainly wanted to make this to talk about the regenerative shields and the team up abilities. Obviously when it comes out, I'll have more to talk about. If I can find the time this week, I'll try and drop a live stream. We'll play it, we'll run it for a bit, try to go up and ranked a bit, something of the sorts, figure out the meta, figure out what's happening with all this, just have some fun in the game, you know? Good old Season 0 style, any style. I mean, I'm still having fun in the game currently, just due to me kind of accepting the fact that it's not going to be this perfect balanced thing. And I've just been having a lot of fun with it this season, currently, especially after Devil Dino. I kind of had my off season during Black Cat and White Fox, but I think the game is definitely finding its footing again, where I'm going to be locked in and grinding it a lot. It just seems really fun this season. Egypt looks like a fun map to play for Convoy. Jubilee looks fun. Just overall, the roadmap looks like fun stuff cosmetic-wise as well. Obviously, I think they can improve in the events a bit, as they're just the gachas, or they're just the deal 60,000 damage, win 3 matches, whatever, and you get like some tokens, whatever. I would like more of the interactive ones that we had. But I guess we are getting the Age of Ultron one later in the season as well. Looking forward to that. The skin kind of isn't that great. Seen discourse on that online. So, as one of the Ultron guys, I feel like I should make my opinion on that. That it doesn't look that great, but also it's because the Ultron in the MCU kind of has the lips, and it just doesn't look right on the rival skin due to that because they're not moving their mouths. So, who knows? Um, if you like this kind of little ramble style, I haven't done this in a while. Obviously, I haven't said some stuff in this format in a while, if you want to say it like that. But if you enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like on the video, leave a comment down below, let me know what you think of Season 9. By the time you're seeing this, you'll be playing it probably, if you had time to play it on launch. Let me know who you're running, what team ups you're running, if there's anyone that we immediately got to ban, anything of the sorts. Make sure to subscribe as well. I'm going to be trying to put out more Rivals content. Got more movie content. Got Spider-Man coming up later this month. Obviously, going to be great stuff there. And I have some stuff that I'm trying to plan out along for other properties that I'm interested in, whatever, so I can talk about, explore, whatever. Any of the sorts. You know, some more stuff. The Academy Museum announced their horror exhibit, and that's gonna be really cool to see. Horror Nights not really coming up soon. Got like 2 months still. That's gonna be sick. We got Resident Evil over in Vegas. Now I'm just getting sidetracked and saying stuff about non-related stuff. Make sure to check me out on my other socials. I got the link tree in the description or in my bio on my channel. I have it on everything. Ethan says stuff on everything. Or if you're going to Twitter and look up by the it's the Nintendo fan on screen, or just go to the link tree. It'll be easier. I have everything there. Check me out on there. Last day to enter for the Odyssey Popcorn Bucket is today. So I guess by the time you're seeing this, I'll be already going through the whole system of entering everyone into the raffle. But check it. Until next time, this has been Ethan saying some stuff about Marvel Rivals Season 9. And I hope to hear what you guys think. See ya.